right, real estate agents, welcome to the Weekly Closer. I'm your host, Jeff Underwood, along with my co-host, Joey Sampaga, the man with the plan, and we are the Real Estate Marketing Maniacs. Ooh, yeah. How's it going, Joey?
I'm doing all right. I'm excited about this one.
Look, you're looking like you're in shape, man.
I'm systems, baby.
You still don't have the you still don't have the 17-inch guns that you
not
anyway.
yet. I'm gonna catch up soon.
Okay. We have an awesome guest with us in the house today, and that's Kenny Klaus with Keller Williams Realty. How you doing, Kenny?
Kenny, I am incredibly great. I appreciate the opportunity, and yes, both you guys are looking fit, very fit. So nice work.
Jeff is really sucking it in right now. So.
Yeah, I think it's the black. So
yeah, the black is thinning. The black is thinning. My favorite color shirt for sure. I do have a 6-pack. It's just insulated.
So I get it.
Okay, we're good with that. Okay, all right. Well, Kenny, I know you're going to share some great wisdom with us today. You want to start off? Obviously, a lot of people already know who you are, but why don't we start off with how long you've been in the business and what really compelled you to get into real estate?
Man, I got licensed in '99, so I used to be the young guy out here. It's kind of interesting now, the shift with all the millennials and all the excitement out there. But 99 got licensed. I was the FedEx guy for 13 years, did both simultaneous for 4, and just sky's the limit. You know, opportunity. I'm an opportunity junkie. I say that without being too broad with that because otherwise you start chasing stuff. But
sure.
I love opportunity, and with this, it's created many opportunities.
Yeah.
And so it's been a great ride. Had its ups and downs, of course. Been through a lot of markets and a lot of changes. And,
right.
But keeping positive and just appreciate the relationships and the people we've got to meet along the journey so far.
Good. So been in the business a while then. Wow.
God, it was so weird to say that too. I still feel like some days I just started, and some days wonder why I started. No, I'm just teasing. So,
Yeah. So I know you've had a lot of success with really dialing in your geographic farm and all that. And I mean, I've seen a lot of you've got specific websites and things dedicated to certain zip codes and all that. So do you want to elaborate a little bit on when you made that decision? And maybe even how long did it take to get some traction going?
Well, it's a great question, and as a real estate agent, typically tracking and spreadsheets and that is not our forte. We have to find people that are great at that, which I've been blessed to do so. But no, just got to work on it. I mentioned the FedEx thing, I think, and that was we had a system there, and we ran routes. And for people who've heard me share, that was part of the difference. We had swing drivers who covered for someone who was on vacation, sick, and boy, that was tough. You weren't sending, you weren't delivering to the right spot. You didn't know who to sign for stuff, what time they really liked things.
Right.
But you got your regular route, man, and you were efficient and knew your product, knew your market, felt confident in it. And so as I was making a transition, we moved to a community called Augusta Ranch out in the East Valley, and just decided this is it. If we're going to raise a family here, and if I'm going to do business, there's no reason to be driving all over the valley if I can help it. If there's enough sales in this one area, how do I dominate it? And that was the mindset. I put together a budget for 12 months, which I didn't have, but said I have to commit to $1,000 a month for 12 months. Relentless work ethic, relentless, focus on it, and just no quit. We're gonna just do it for 12 months and see what happens. And it was not a good first couple months, a lot of effort, feeling like, am I draining our account? What am I doing? We don't have this extra money. What was I thinking? And really I did get a listing. I take that back the first month, but back then, 140,000 at, hate to say the percentage, but was not real sexy. Then I went 7 months without anything, and that was a tough thing. And I'm seeing people go even longer now to build brand and traction in some cases, depending on how broad or how narrow their focus is. But that 7th month, I remember getting 3 listing appointments and getting all 3, and from there on I really don't remember not taking at least a listing, but I didn't track it then. I just kept doubling down, and I spent the next 4 years, really next 2 years after that, saving, paying off everything I could, putting myself in a position where I could take the risk to go full time, because I was still doing both. But And then it's just funny. You just put your head down and work, and then all of a sudden, 5 years later, you're an overnight, farming success. And
5 years later, overnight.
I think it was really, everyone says 10.
Yeah.
I think it was, we hit that, that market timing. But I say we, I mean me. But and then it just, like I said, it just started compounding, which then said, okay, do we want to go buy toys, or we want to reinvest into the business? And that was a big fundamental sacrifice. Not even sacrifice, just how we do things. I'm still in my same house in '01, same house we bought in Augusta. And I mean that humbly, that there's a lot of choices you can make, but real estate is such a great tool, not only to sell, but to own and invest in. And man, it has just been, it's created so many neat opportunities. And so we just kept reinvesting, getting bigger, moving truck, and, just kept adding to and started donating and started doing the things in the community where we just really did become a household name. And then we were able to lead with revenue and grow out from there. So we started with 1,700, went to 5,000, 8,000, 12,000, 17,000, and now the entire zip codes of about 22,000 and about 52,000 overall between what we farm now monthly. And so it's not a perfect science. I will tell you, it is harder probably than it's ever been getting some of the traction in some of these communities, because of all the internet was not what it was back then like it is today. So it's definitely got to be in play to continue to see the brand there, which is just another investment. But it's like I said,
I love what you say about not buying all the toys, not doing all the upgrade, not buying the next, the bigger, the better, all that stuff. Because I was listening to a podcast the other day, and the person that was talking on this podcast was really speaking to the real estate industry, actually, and saying that in good times, too many agents, will spend all that extra money on brand new cars, bigger houses, nicer things, instead of actually reinvesting it into the business to continue growing.
Absolutely. And as I started to get in business with people, a lot, say by just accident or turning into where I wasn't going to have a life, and probably relationships and all those things, because this business can just beat you down. I realized that we had to succeed. I had to succeed through others and create opportunities for others within our organization. And that took me a long, long time, very painful. A lot of people probably out there listening that have been through our team prior to really even 2011, 2012, where I was growing into leadership myself, in all honesty. I didn't really know what I didn't know. I started discovering personal growth in 2005, which I think was really for me one of the top catalysts to change, and realizing I had a ceiling on where I could go. I just didn't know it. And then, just again trying to create opportunities for others and succeed through others, which is very hard, because you think they'll only do business with you, and you're that good, and pretty soon you realize, they're still going to do business. So, absolutely.
Now, over these years, obviously, you've been able to build up a large database, I would assume. Are there certain things that you're doing to stay in front of that database, and how important is that?
Well, just like farming and database, for us, they're the top two sources of lead gen for us. And I think the interesting thing about it is, I think for everyone probably listening, and just about every business, we own a couple of restaurants in the East Valley, and I tell our guys there, hey guys, we're not in the restaurant, but we're in the lead generation business. And if we can create past repeat customers, our success rate will go up significantly. Our marketing budget goes down. If they have a bad experience one time, food comes out slow, cold, this, that, they're still going to come back, and they're not going to beat us up on social media. If we have to keep getting new people, well, it's the same thing in real estate. Is what if you just took the same budget you put into Zillow or into pay-per-click or into other things, and actually took care of the people that you've already earned their business, their trust, they like you, know you, would probably do business with you again, and statistically would probably tell their friends about you, which again is the next best referral source. And yet most of us have very little system or model. Very little money goes into our database, because we expect they'll do business with us again. And by the way, they're being hammered from every single angle. I know 83% of consumers, when polled by NAR, said that they liked their agent, they had a good experience. 11% used them again. And on the sell side, 28%. So even if you're good, they're getting something from me if they're in my area at least 12 times a year in the mail, let alone all the other marketing, the moving trucks, My point is, it's extreme competition, not only from our own people within our industry, but now all these lead sources. I mean, let's face it, everyone's trying to sell you leads anymore.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think that, we made a commitment. Gary Keller, I work with Keller Williams. Gary had told us about a couple of books called The Membership Economy and Automatic Customer. And the concept being behind that was put a system and a model around taking care of your database, create a club, if you will. And I was flying home from Austin, and I was in the airport. And, of course, I fly Southwest regularly with the short trips around here.
Sure.
And they call the A-listers. And I was like, all right, so we're going to create the K-listers. And so we created a group in 15 called our K-listers and just put $1,000 a month budget around that. Interesting, until I just said that, I didn't realize that was the same budget I started farming with. But $1,000, which was $10 a piece, we took our top 100 and said, let's send them an item of value every month. And we started doing that. We went from $83.5 million in 15 to $122 million last year, and hopefully 130 to 40 million this year. And just nothing significant has changed. We don't have a new account. We don't have anything weird. It's just we've seen our past repeat business continue to do business and refer more people. It's super exciting. Right. And for the health of our team, when you really think about what a lot of our industry does, is here's more leads. And if we get into the industry to be a professional, the last thing I want is here's 150 leads a month. Like, that to me just wears me out. If I go, here's 2 or 3 or 4 appointments, here's 2 or 3 or 4 appointments, and they're relational. Yeah. Much more fun, much more better way to do business.
Right. No, I totally agree. Before we got started, we were kind of talking, and you just talked about online being, people being bombarded and all that too. But we talked just briefly about the whole iBuyer platforms, the Zillow, Instant Offers, Open Door, OfferPad, Redfin. When Joey and I go around, we teach classes around the valley. It seems to be a thing that a lot of agents are fearful of. You had some good points. If you want to take a minute or so.
It's an interesting shift in the market. We went through, short sales and foreclosures and investors, and now we have extreme competition from, we'll buy your house for cash and you don't have to move. I mean, you don't have to put it on the market, you don't have to do any repairs, you don't have to do any of this. If you don't mind not getting top dollar for your home, typically. I think it's just education. It goes back to, it's our job, not their job, to educate our customer, and we're allowing that to happen because of their big budgets and what they're doing. We still have databases. I just sent out a video to my database. Said, guys, it's my fault. I should have got to you guys sooner. I apologize. Hey, by the way, we buy houses for cash. But if you're looking to get as much as possible for your home, we can help you get it ready to bring to market, or if it's ready, we'll help you market it to get it ready. And if that doesn't work, we'll make you a cash offer. We just don't want to offend you because we respect you, and we know that your home is usually your biggest asset. I just had a lady calling the other day based on our newsletter, same ad, 3 things. And she just went, well, I want to hear about your cash offer thing. And I said, well, what are you looking to do? I've got to move, I'm single, blah, 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 single mom. And I said, well, would you like to get as much as you can, or are you just looking to get it sold, quick? And she's like, well, I said, well, we can help you with those things. Wow, I didn't know you guys did that. And it blows me away, the lack of what a consumer even knows what we do. We have the carpet guy, the handyman, the plumber. It's our job, though, to convey it, not to expect that they know it.
Yes.
And most of us aren't in touch with our database enough that we're allowing Zillow and Redfin and Open Door and OfferPad. And I realize they're coming at them from a million different directions, billboards, pop-up ads, commercials, radio. I get it, but we should still have the relationship where we're their trusted source. And if we don't earn that, then yes, we are a commodity, and we are going to be we're going to be just like the cab company and get Ubered. It's going to it could happen. Sure. I realize it's emotional. I realize it's a bigger experience, but it's already slowly starting to happen unless we add such value to our client from a negotiation, from a professional, how we dress, how we show up. If we don't raise the level of professionalism, we're going to be Uber realtors. We're going to be opening doors and for a flat fee. I mean, it's true, and I think we have a very good opportunity to raise the bar. We have a lot of people in our industry that are awesome, that care, that put the client's priorities first, that are educated, continue to personally grow. And man, I think that the future is exciting as long as we, through our mediums, we all have our database, everyone make a quick video, call a couple, just let them know that you can do the same thing. And by the way, if you can't,
right,
heck, call me. We'll make them a cash offer. We're not trying to offend them. We'll be the bad guy. But we want to be involved in that, because once they get educated, most of them realize it's worth a little bit of effort.
Yeah.
They just didn't know we can turnkey that. And in some cases,
Right.
by the way,
Sure.
those are great options. I mean, they really can be great options for the right people. Then let's make that offer.
You know, I think the listeners ought to rewind this podcast about a minute and a half to 2 minutes and write down exactly what you just said, because that is such a gold nugget right there. Educating your clients, letting them know, yeah, we can get you a cash offer, sure, but you're going to get this much versus this much if we actually do it the right way. That's awesome.
Well, not every agent, I understand, maybe is in a position where they fear this, that they can make the cash offer. Believe me, there are sources out there within our industry
Sure.
that can help with that. And to be honest, that's when maybe an open door offer pad, maybe a great relationship.
Yeah.
Zillow Instant Offers is coming. All the things they may be a good source with your client. Say, you know what, that is in your best interest, and coach them to that, because there's a percentage that is going to be okay for. We're all in this together. Let's play nice, figure it out, but let's fight for our industry and everything we've worked so hard to build, and not let someone else. They've already taken our data and our pictures and our hard work and resold it to us.
Yes.
Which if I would have sat in here and told you, the guys, I got this business model, you would have told me to get out of town. And here it is what it is.
We may have to do another show just on that, right?
Yeah. No, this is great information.
I thought you were going to say rewind it to like 15, 20 minutes, listen to my intro again. I'm just...
Yeah.
Okay, one final question before we move to the next segment here. What about if an agent were to, if you run into an agent and the agent says, I'm new to the business, or business is starting to slow a bit for me, what's one thing you would tell them that they should do starting right now?
Activities. I mean, the biggest way to get out of a situation is to do double, triple down on activities. Gary Keller wrote a book called Shift, and we read it about a month ago within our team. They took 6 pages out of it, read it as a team to say, guys, I don't want to have to go tell you do more to get the same, but if you do the same, you're going to get less. We're inevitably going to head into it. Start thinking like you're in the shift before you're in the shift, and double down, triple down activities. I mean, how much more does it take to make 5 more calls a day? Send a couple more handwritten notes. Get belly to belly with people. Go out and meet and sit open houses if you have to. I mean, do the work. The opportunity is there.
Yeah.
You're just going to have to increase activities. And the other thing I would say is your personal growth. I could speak all day on that, but there's more than one circle in the cog of keeping your world moving, and that business is not all of it. And when your business is tough, then the rest of them fall apart. If you're having success in your spiritual, your personal finance, meaning how you're budgeting, whatever that budget is, doesn't have to be that it's glorious, but you're working on it. Your personal growth, your physical, if you're spending time in all of those things, you become a better person and you attract more people around you. And the truth of it is, and this is just a fact, is education. It's your world can only grow to the extent you grow. When's the last book you read? What's the last thing on the way to did you listen to something? Did you get up and stretch at least? Did you work out? Did you take a minute to just meditate and give thanks? Whatever that means, if religious or not, just talk. And I would say talk to yourself. Don't listen to yourself. I mean, talk to yourself. Tell this good stuff. That there is a great world out there with a lot of great people. The media just tends to focus on the negative.
Yeah. That is great. Great information. This has been a great show.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate it, man. I get protective for our industry because I think we have a lot of great people.
Yeah.
I always, when I teach classes, sometimes I'll say, we're cooperative agents. It says it right there, co-op, not competing. We compete to get the business. We cooperate to help the client, fiduciary to help ultimately get the house.
Right.
I've been far from perfect. I've had my moments. I'm sure there's some other go, man, I did a cross sale with them. Holy cow. You learn, you grow, and you work to get better every day. And that should be your only competition, is that you're better tomorrow than you were yesterday.
Absolutely. No, that's great. That's great. Well, are you ready to get in the ring? I know you said we look like we're fit, but are you ready to get in the ring?
Let's do it. Whatever we got to do, man. I'll figure it out.
Here we go. What's the best advice that anyone's ever given you?
Best advice, would be to really just to stick to what you know and go deep with that. Chase two rabbits, you catch none type thing. My favorite book on my bookshelf is, and it's just a fantastic book. You guys make sure you have pen and paper for this one. The Tortoise and the Hare. And it's absolutely no matter how many times you read it or what language, the tortoise wins every time. Yeah. And I hate to say slow because it's not about slow. It's really steady and it's focused. And they asked Warren Buffett and Bill Gates the one word for success for them that drew them to success. They wrote it down, both flipped it up at the same time, and they both had the word focus on there. Nice. And in a shiny object world with gadgets and all the technologies, it's actually made things more complex than simplified.
Oh yeah, no, I agree.
Amen to that.
Mm-hmm. That's right. How about your favorite mobile app?
Oh, here and now we're going to talk about that stuff.
It can be text if that's.
There's one out there actually called Personal Finance. I think it's called. I saw it on a commercial actually. Seen it. Someone posted it, and it just gives you a snapshot of where you're at. That's kind of my health side. Like from a healthy financial, I can look at that quickly. I like that one because it's actually a good tool I can use. Google Docs I use a lot. I love that. I mean, these are basic fundamentals, guys.
Sure.
I'm not. Tech is something we deal with, but to me, you don't have to have, because if you do, you keep chasing the next one. What's the next better one? Evernote, and then what's the next better one? Then what's the next? Oh, I can record on this. On a simple note taking. I still use a spiral thing that we made for our daily calendar. I have a calendar on my Outlook, but you still write it down because it gives you clarity to plan your day and hold your time accountable.
Absolutely. How about a book recommendation? And it can be Tortoise and the Hare.
Well, okay, so I gave you that one. The next one that I would say, there's so many. If you came to my office or my house, I've just got a library of books, let alone what's online. I've actually went back to paper because it's easy to get distracted with audio or even the digital. Even if you can highlight, it's still. But I would say 4DX, the 4 disciplines of execution, really set our team in motion because so many things are on theory, where this was on actual applications and putting this stuff to work. So execution, because most of us, especially in our industry, as real estate professionals, my team would tell you that's Kenny. A lot of ideas, no execution. You find the right person, which Scott on our team he's the executioner in a couple of different ways, but he takes the crazy ideas and puts them together, and then we train and model and put it into a system and make it work. And that's the big difference is simplify things and be consistent and just go deep with them. BMW does one thing, right? They make the ultimate driving machine. In-N-Out Burger has a very limited menu. They go really deep, and there's franchises all over the world. We try to make things more complex. Everything you need is right under your feet. Yeah. You just got to take action.
No, that's great. How about one productivity tool or software that you or your team uses on a regular basis?
And I say we, Scott, again, I go give him all the credit. Google Docs, once we created a scoreboard after we did 4DX, Google Sheets, I should say, Google Sheets, and we track everything. Because when they talk about lead and lag measures in 4DX, and lag is, here's how much we did this month. Yeah. Lead is how many activities did we do that led to that. We want more, we do more handwritten notes, more open houses, more phone calls, more interaction, teach a class, home buyer class, whatever it could be. It's just more activities equal more results when the message is good. If you're a jerk off, you're going to be a jerk off, and you're not going to attract people. But if you genuinely are there to serve people, we get paid in direct proportion to our ability to solve problems. We're really in the solution business. Is how do we help solve the problem of buying and selling real estate? Yeah. Because there's problems. Yeah. Lots of them. Sure. That's also that ugly 4-letter word, work. It's a lot of work, too.
We got to get that book, Jeff. It sounds like a good
We're going to have to do that.
Create a scoreboard. You'll love it. We're actually working on it for our restaurants right now so we can measure internally and then competition between the restaurants, because competition is what drives us. I mean, back in the caveman days, it's competition is what pushes. If we don't know, it's like having that target on the wall and not knowing, what we're aiming at. I always say we aim at nothing and hit it with amazing accuracy. and the truth of it is, if you don't know what you're aiming for, the problem is sometimes you make it too complex. Write down 1, 2, 3 goals. If you've never done it, write down 1 or 2 you want to do yet this week.
All right.
Pick something and go deep.
Awesome. All right. You ready for one last question?
Let's do it.
I'll let you draw from the mask there.
This is beautiful. What is that, velvet?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, you want me to read it?
Yeah, you can. There you go.
Tell us something most people don't know about you.
Oh.
Are we out of time already? Holy cow. That's that I'm a, well, I probably do if they follow me, I say that I'm a grandfather, because that's exciting that we have 3 and 1 on the way in December. So that's super, super cool.
Nice.
It's everything they say. It's everything they say and then some.
Really?
It's the reward for the sacrifice of having the kids. Plus, you get to buy all those toys to drive your kids nuts.
And you don't look like a grandfather.
Man, I think that's what's fun about it, is we have a blast. But no, outside of that, I can't think of something off the top of my head that would be fun to share. I really hope that people take this stuff serious, because we're in an interesting time in our business where we've got to step up or step out, and there's more people gotten into our industry again because times were good.
Yeah.
And our associations sell memberships, and so we really have to work together and help each other, and I think that we can protect our industry and serve people, which is ultimately, that's the opportunity we have.
Yeah. No, I love the message. It's awesome.
Good
Thanks
stuff.
so much for coming by.
Definitely. No, thank you guys, and thanks for taking the time to
We'll get this out there. I'm sure a lot of agents are going to tune into this one for sure. So.
Well, I hope so. I hope it adds some value. So.
All right. So Kenny Klaus stopped by the studio, and what an amazing show, huh, Joey?
It is one of the best ones so far.
Wow.
Well, actually, I don't want to say that, because there were some other good shows, but this is one of
Joey's
the best.
digging a really deep hole for
Yeah.
himself.
We try to 212 everything, that extra degree. So whatever we can do.
Oh, Joey, you're in trouble.
I know.
Yes.
You can edit that part.
Edit.
No. All right. Well, until next time, this is Jeff Underwood along with
Joey Sampaga.
We are the Real Estate Marketing Maniacs
Oh,
from
yeah.
Security Title Studio. Have a fantastic day. Take care.
God bless. Bye.
Oh,
All right. Good job, man.
Good job.
Ooh, that was a lot of great information.
The Weekly Closer podcast is sponsored by Jake Krabby, NMLS number 877141 at Academy Mortgage. Are you looking to buy or refinance a home? Jake Krabby is your mortgage professional. Contact Jake at 480-442-9291. Jake Krabby is a loan officer at Academy Mortgage, NMLS number 877141. State license for Arizona number 0920357, AZBK number 0904081, and New Mexico number 877141. Academy Mortgage Corporation, NMLS 3113, and New Mexico 01451. Call 480-442-9291. Address 15333 North Pima Road, Suite 205, Scottsdale, Arizona 85260. Academy Mortgage is an equal housing